What's up, guys? Welcome back to Must Have Wheels. We are on location for today's bashing spot. I don't know if you would call it a bashing spot, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So we're at my local hobby store, A&J Hobbies. I'm gonna go see my buddy Arden. All right, so here's what we got set up in the back of A&J Hobbies here. We got our little RCP track for the Mini-Z's. So I'm here for two reasons. We're gonna be running on the track today, but I'm also picking up my next project. So we're killing two birds with one stone. So I'm gonna get the cardboard off. I'm going to give it a quick steam clean, and we'll get the two all-wheel drives back on the track. All right, we got the track uncovered and we got it cleaned up with the steam mop over there. The track likes to see moisture so that it actually grips the tires well. When it's dry, it doesn't actually have a lot of traction. This is an old RCP unit, so it's very dry. It's flaking. You can see there's lots of spots like this where it's kind of flaking up, but it's okay, it does a job. So we're gonna throw some batteries in the cars. I'll show you the cars. So I want to keep it as even as possible, as fair as possible. So they're both Ferrari bodies, they're both 94 mil, and they're both narrow configuration in the front. So literally, guys, these are the exact same cars that I used in the last video on the drift shootout. In my opinion, the winner of that was the MA020, which is a brushed. So the brushed is the 360 and this is the brushless. So we're gonna start off with box stock tires. That's what I have on here. So we're gonna run the box stock. I kind of have an idea how this is gonna go already. I'll give it a few laps with this. I'm gonna time the laps. And I'm gonna see how that goes. If it's crazy unstable, then I'm not even gonna bother running it on this, and I'm gonna stick to something with a bit more grip. But yeah, let's get the batteries put in these guys, and we'll get the timing system set up and see how it goes. And also, to keep things fair, we're gonna have the N-LL Pros running in both cars. All right, here we go, guys. Box stock all-wheel drive MA020 on box stock tires.
Greg, 6.57. Best lap.
All right, so far it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
6.67.
Keep in mind, my steering DR and Expo are cranked all the way to 100%. Every turn I'm making, that steering wheel is fully locked and it's kind of pushing through the turns. There's a lot of understeer, but I kind of got used to it on the few test laps that I did, so I'm able to drive around it. But I'm leaving so much on the table because I don't really have much steering.
6.31. 6.59. 1 minute left. Red, 6.24. Red, 6.26. Red, 6.40. Red, 6.66. Red, 7.19. Red, 6.83. Red, 6.27. Red, 6.36. Less than 1 minute left. Red, 15.85. Finished. Race complete.
Alright, this is where it gets interesting, guys. So this is the MA030 brushless all-wheel drive EVO.
Greg, 6.33.
I'm running box stock tires on this. So like I said, I wanted to make this a fair comparison. I know these cars come with no tires, no body, no nothing, but I want to do as even as possible comparison between the two cars. This was a challenge. It's got so much understeer, and the car's just got so much power that I can't use it at all. I'm just barely getting into the throttle with this car. Just because I can't slow down and I can't make the turn the way I'm normally used to.
Greg, 7.70. Greg, 9.76.
Alright guys, to sum up the two runs, the MA020 and the MA030 EVO both squeezed out 18 laps in the 2 minutes. The best overall lap time will go to the EVO by shy of 2 milliseconds. I normally like to compare the average time because that's what really matters to me. Unfortunately, the lap timer missed a lap on the MA020 run, but not a big deal. If you compare the average out of 10, the EVO still takes it by less than a millisecond. At this point, it's so close to call a winner. We're going to slap some grippy tires on these two cars and go out again. Alright guys, I can immediately tell a difference right off the bat with these tires. I'm able to enter turns so much faster, carry speed so much better. I've managed to shave about a second off my overall lap time. I've also gained about 3 laps in the 2-minute practice run. I went from 18 laps with the box stock tires to 21 laps with these aftermarket tires. I'll link the tires in the description below. But guys, this is a massive improvement over stock, and that's just a set of tires. So I actually had to turn my dual rate down from 100% all the way to 45, and it was still having a hard time making these turns because it was such a difference. It felt like I was driving a completely different car.
5.65. 1 minute left. Red, 5.96. Red, 5.65. Red, 7.33. Red, 5.82. Red, 5.78. Red, 5.96. Red, 5.49. Red, 5.45. Red, 5.78. Red, 5.73. Less than 1 minute left. Race complete.
Alright guys, so here's the EVO. Right off the bat, same deal as the MA020. It's such a massive improvement over box stock tires. This car in particular, because it's so much faster, so much more powerful than the MA020, I still had to keep my DR at 100%. I was still kind of pushing the front end through the turns. It was a lot harder to control than the MA020, but that's to be expected with something with this kind of power.
Greg, 5.03, best lap. Greg, 5.77. Greg, 5.64. Greg, 5.43. 1 minute left. Greg, 6.54. Greg, 5.70. Greg, 5.90. Greg, 7.04. Greg, 6.52. Greg, 5.69. Greg, 5.16. Greg, 5.41. Greg, 5.16. Greg, 5.35. Greg, 5.23. Less than 1 minute left. Greg, 5.67. Finished. Race complete.
All right, guys, the results are in. So, in terms of fast lap, the EVO has the MA020 by about a half a second. That being said, the average lap time is faster in the MA020. That could just be me, my driving style. I'm more comfortable with that car. A big factor for this comparison is the size of the track. If the size of the track was any bigger than what we have there, I think the EVO would really shine. I was still barely able to touch full throttle. I'm nowhere near hitting top speed. Ultimately, the EVO just needs a bit more room to stretch its legs, and I think it will dominate. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the testing for today. So, ultimately, between the drift comparison and the on-road comparison, or the grip comparison, ultimately, what it comes down to for me is what vehicle is going to suit you best. So what I found through this testing is if you're going to run a car for your house, you got a small RCP track in the basement or a homemade track in the basement, or you just want to do some drifting in a small area at home, the MA020 is going to take the cake 100%. It works great in small places, and I think that especially for drifting, it's going to do a lot better for tight drifting, tight technical stuff. It's going to do a lot better than the MA030. If you want to race, if you're going to go to the track and you have a lot of room to let these cars stretch their legs out, the MA030 EVO will dominate, only because it's got a ton more power. There's a big feature that I did not show you guys with the MA030 EVO. In stock configuration, it just comes with regular suspension, front and rear, just like the MA020. But what they do include in the package is the optional double wishbone rear suspension. So here's the exact same EVO with a 98mm wheelbase configuration, and I also installed the double wishbone suspension on this. You get this thing focused. So as you can see, it's got struts in the back. What this does is offers a lot more adjustability and a ton more suspension travel. You have endpoint adjustments, so you can control your droop. You can adjust your camber from the upper control arms, etc. So this might be a valid test for something in the future. Is it going to make a huge difference on a small track like that, like a make it or break it kind of deal? I don't think so, but I might have to prove that theory. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this content, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. We're going to be coming out with some more Mini-Z content in the future, as well as content on everything that you see here and then some. I got a new build coming up. You saw in this video the Outcast 8S EXB just came home with me today, so I probably won't do a build video, but I'm definitely gonna do a first run once I get it up and running. Anyways guys, thanks for tuning in. Till next time.